You wake up to a sound like helicopters. But it's not helicopters, it's wings. Something happened overnight. Every insect on Earth just grew 10 times longer. And because of how scaling works, many of them are now nearly 1,000 times heavier. The mosquito that lands on your arm isn't the size of a grain of rice anymore, it's the size of your thumb. And when it bites, you feel it immediately, a sharp pierce, like a needle pushing into muscle. You swat it away. Look at your arm. The bite is bleeding. Actually bleeding. A small pool forming where the proboscis went in. Then you hear the hum again. Not one mosquito. Dozens, all around you. This is how it starts. The first bites. There are 110 trillion mosquitoes on Earth. Even at normal size, they kill over 600,000 people every year through malaria and other diseases. At 10 times the size, a mosquito that once drank 0.005 milliliters of blood now removes closer to a tablespoon per bite. The feeding tube, now the length of a sewing needle, doesn't just pierce skin, it reaches deep into tissue. You're in Florida, or Mumbai, or Lagos, somewhere warm where mosquitoes breed year-round. By the time you get inside, you've been bitten 15 times. Each wound is visible, swollen. Some are still bleeding, but blood loss isn't the real problem. Each bite delivered pathogens, malaria parasites, dengue virus in concentrations 1,000 times higher than normal, injected directly into muscle where your immune system can't respond quickly. Within 3 hours, you feel the fever starting. Your head pounds. You try to call for help, but the lines are jammed. Everyone else is calling too. Hospitals in your city are already overwhelmed. Workers are staying home, either sick themselves or trying to protect their families. The power grid flickers. Food deliveries stop. By day 2, infection rates have spiked beyond anything the medical system was designed to handle. And mosquitoes are just the beginning. Ant swarms. You decide to leave the city. Get somewhere rural. Somewhere with fewer people and maybe fewer insects. You make it 3 blocks before you see them. The street ahead is moving, not with people, with ants. There are 20 quadrillion ants on Earth, roughly 2.5 million for every human alive. A single colony can contain millions of individuals, all acting like one organism. Army ants already move in coordinated swarms that strip everything in their path. At 10 times larger, each worker ant is the size of a small mouse. And there are thousands of them, covering the road in a living carpet 2 feet deep. You try to go around. They sense the movement. The swarm shifts direction. Here's what you don't understand about ants until it's too late. They don't bite randomly. They target joints, ankles first, then knees, then anywhere you're trying to move. Dozens of bites at once, each one from mandibles designed to cut through plant fibers and insect shells. You run. Make it to a car. Lock the doors. They cover the vehicle in seconds. You can't see through the windshield anymore, just a writhing mass of bodies. You feel the car rock slightly as thousands of them push against it, testing for openings. You sit there for 2 hours before they finally move on. When you get out, every piece of exposed food within 6 blocks is gone. Garden stripped. A dog that was tied up outside is now just bones. The grocery store's loading dock is covered in ants tearing through cardboard boxes. You're not going to starve today, but the food supply just took a hit it won't recover from. Hostile skies. You make it to the edge of town. There's a small airfield. Someone's trying to evacuate people by helicopter. You're 50 meters away when you hear the rotor pitch change. The helicopter jerks sideways. Something large hit the windshield, a dragonfly, nearly a meter across, traveling at 50 kilometers per hour. The glass spiderwebs. The pilot overcorrects. The helicopter tilts, clips a light post, and goes down hard. You don't run toward it, you run away from it. Dragonflies don't hunt humans. But they dominate the airspace now. Wetlands, rivers, anywhere with water have thousands of them. Each one moving fast enough that a collision with a vehicle doesn't just crack glass, it shatters it. Every road near water becomes a crash zone. Small aircraft can't fly. Highways are littered with accidents where drivers swerve to avoid impacts. You're on foot now, and that's when you notice the building. Hidden collapse. It's a two-story house, looks normal, looks fine. Then the roof sags, just slightly, then more. Then the entire structure drops 3 feet in half a second as every load-bearing beam gives out at once. Termites. There are thousands of termite species globally. A single colony can contain 5 million insects, all feeding constantly on wood. They already cause over $40 billion in damage every year, at 10 times larger with mandibles scaled. Proportionally, they don't scrape wood anymore. They saw through it. What used to take months now takes hours. You didn't see it happening because termites work inside walls. Millions of them hollow out floor joists, support beams, foundations, all while the exterior looks perfectly intact. Then gravity does the rest. You're in the southern US or Brazil, or West Africa, or India, or anywhere warm where termites thrive. And you start noticing power poles leaning at odd angles, porches sagging. Buildings that were fine yesterday started to lean today. By day 3, entire neighborhoods are uninhabitable, and you can't repair what's being destroyed faster than crews can work. You need shelter, but every structure is suspect now. Kill zones. You find an old brick building, stone foundation, no wood. It should be safe from termites. You're inside for maybe 20 minutes when you hear it. A low hum that builds into a roar. Wasps. There's a nest in the wall. You didn't know. And your movement inside triggered a territorial response. A hornet that's normally 5 centimeters long is now nearly half a meter. Its stinger is the length of your finger, and unlike bees, hornets can sting repeatedly. The first one comes through a crack near the ceiling, then another, then dozens. You run for the door. The first sting hits your shoulder. It doesn't hurt immediately, then the venom reaches your nervous system. Your arm goes numb, your vision blurs. The second sting hits your leg. You stumble. The third hits your neck. Wasp venom contains neurotoxins and enzymes that destroy tissue. At normal size, multiple stings can trigger anaphylactic shock. At 10 times larger, each sting delivers venom by the milliliter, not the microliter. You make it outside. Collapse 20 meters from the building. The swarm doesn't follow. They've defended their territory. That's all they needed to do. You lie there, unable to move, watching more wasps circle the building. There are millions of nests like this, and every single one is now a kill zone for anything that gets too close. Global hunger. You survive the venom, barely. By day 7, you haven't seen another person in 2 days. You're rationing the last of the canned food you found in an abandoned store. Then you see the sky darken. Not with clouds, with locusts. A single desert locust swarm can contain 80 million insects per square kilometer. At normal size, they devastate farmland. At 10 times larger, each insect now 1,000 times heavier. They don't just eat crops. They erase them. The Midwest, northern India, grain-producing regions that feed hundreds of millions, all gone in a single migration. Global grain reserves typically cover 60 to 90 days. When the swarms finish, those reserves are gone in weeks. You're not going to die from a locust. You're going to die 3 months from now when the last of the food runs out and there's nothing left to harvest. Because the insects didn't just grow larger, they took the world. If you found this scenario interesting, like the video and subscribe for more.